All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is the special meeting of the Mason County Commission for December 2nd, 2024. We're going to go ahead and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Jennifer, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I said it before, I'll say it again. I'll never forget the day he said it so loud and so different that screwed me up. I forgot the words. Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
We have a quorum. Next up is our open forum for citizens input. This is your opportunity to speak to the commission on any item not on the agenda. If it's not on the agenda, now's your time to speak. We ask that you remember that you have a 3-minute per person limit. There's 15 minutes for everybody, so please be brief. I don't see any audience here. Is there anybody who'd like to speak in the room? Hearing none, we'll move to Zoom land. Is there anybody on Zoom who would like to speak on any item that is not on the agenda? Now is your opportunity. Please unmute yourself. Say your name and I will call on you. Unmute yourself, say your name, and I will call on you if you'd like to speak on something not on the agenda. Hearing none, we are going to go ahead and move forward. We're going to open a public hearing. Public hearing to consider adopting the 2025 budget for Mason County. Staff, Jennifer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jennifer Byerly with Support Services. And as you said, we're here to consider adopting the 2025 budget for Mason County. Copies of the 2025 preliminary budget were made available to the public on November 18th per RCW 3640-060. And the total budget that we're looking at adopting consists of, in the general fund, beginning fund balance of $26,600,000, revenues of, in the general fund, $44,216,717, for total revenue and beginning fund balance of $70,816,717. For expenditures in the salaries and benefits in the general fund, $37,566,883. In operating expenditures, $19,037,321. Ending fund balance, $14,212,513. For total expenditures and ending fund balance in the general fund, $70,816,717. For the special and other Mason County funds, the beginning fund balance is $55,694,024. Total revenues, $57,928,667. For total revenue and beginning fund balance in the special and other funds of $113,622,691. Total salaries and benefit expenditures in special and other funds, $16,104,488. Operating expenditures, $55,708,235. And ending fund balance, $41,809,968. For total expenditures and ending fund balance in special and other funds, $113,622,691. The grand total of both the general fund and special and other funds in beginning fund balance is $82,294,024. Total revenues, $102,145,384. For total revenues and beginning fund balances of $184,439,408. Total salaries and benefits expenditures, $53,671,371. Total operating expenditures, $74,745,556. And total ending fund balance of $56,022,481. And total expenditures and ending fund balance for all funds, $184,439,408. Some of the changes that were made since the budget was posted on November 18th include a $100,000 increase to, and this is all in the general fund, $100,000 increase to beginning fund balance for a deposit that was made this year that's not going to be expended until next year for the sheriff's office. That was a donation from OCCU for DARE and reader boards. We have an addition of $4,675 to DEM revenue, or emergency management, revenue and expense of $4,675 for a grant award increase. And we increased the property taxes in the general fund, that's in the treasurer's office, $31,108, and that went into ending fund balance. We also increased the expenditures for the chief deputy and eliminated the elections administrator position for a net change of $8,046 in expenditures. We added $202,662 in the prosecutor's office for a MOU, for salary increases. And we have the corrections deputy's contract. That change is an increase of $685,534. And the total net change to ending fund balance is a decrease of $865,134. In other funds, we have an increase to Mental Health Fund 164 for $2,943 in revenue and expense for property taxes, and also in the Veterans Fund 190, an increase of $1,339 to revenue for property tax and to veterans assistance. So the motion that is recommended, or the recommended action, is move to adopt the 2025 budget in the total amount of $184,439,408. The general fund is $70,816,717, and the total other county funds are $113,622,691. Any questions on any of this?
Any questions for staff? Is there anybody on Zoom that has questions for the staff's presentation? If you'd like to testify or something, you'll be given an opportunity a little later. This is just to question staff regarding the presentation that was just given. So on Zoom, please raise your hand or unmute yourself, say your name, and I will call on you. Any questions, raise your hand, say your name, and I will call on you. Hearing none? Go ahead, and we will go ahead and move on to public testimony. Is there anybody in the room who would like to testify? Seeing none?
Really not.
I just
Hold on, we got
wanted to-
staff that wants to testify.
I just wanted to tell everybody thank you. I forgot to do that during my my presentation. So I wanted to tell everybody thank you for your work on the budget, especially the Financial Services Department, my department. Special thanks to Diane Zorn. I don't know what we're going to do without her when she leaves to retire. So thank you.
All right, is there anybody on Zoom who would like to testify? If you'd like to testify, I ask that you please raise your hand or unmute yourself, and I will call on you. If you'd like to testify, raise your hand or unmute yourself, say your name, and I will call on you. Hearing none, I will close public testimony. I will move to commissioner deliberation and or a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the 2025 budget in a total amount of $184,439,408. The general fund being $70,816,717, and the total other county funds are $113,622,691.
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded for the approval to adopt the 2025 budget in the total amount of $184,439,408. The general fund is $70,816,717. The total other county funds are $113,622,691. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, just a word of thanks to echo what Jen had said. Thanks to her and her team, financial services, and all the work that they've done over the past several months to get this budget to where it is today. And I think every budget is imperfect in its own way, but I think this budget continues to keep Mason County competitive in the region, and certainly ahead of our neighbors in a lot of respects. We're continuing to make good investments in workforce here at the county, and I'm confident that work will continue well into 2025. So just really appreciate the effort. There's all the different workshops you see and everything on TV. It's like an iceberg. It represents only a small portion of all the work and effort that goes into putting together a budget that happens on all the other days of the week, and that's a testament to Jen and her team. So thank you.
I love the iceberg analogy, because they're always smaller on top and huge on the bottom, so I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, there was a lot of work. I wanted to thank everybody also, your team, the financial services team, all the departments actually. They really did a lot of work, made it, I think it's very beneficial for the entire county. Some of the decisions weren't easy to make, but I think they were well thought out and well put together. So I appreciate everybody, and want to thank Kevin. Also, this will be your final Mason County budget for your term, and so I appreciate the work that you put into this, and the dedication that you've made to Mason County. I'm going to take this opportunity right now to do this, because I'll be gone for a quick little vacation with our family Christmas cruise, so it'll be fun. But I wanted to thank you for all the work, the dedication that you've done or put into Mason County. Appreciate your thoughtfulness, your expertise, and your knowledge, your skill base. So thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you.
So, again, thank you so much for all the work that you guys do. It's so funny, history will show you over and over again how it's evolved over the years, how it evolved from a fist fight to what we do these days. And literally it was damn near fist fights. I want to tell you, we have staff that literally must stand in front of the mirror and do a Superman or Superwoman pose every morning to get themselves started, because they're pretty doggone spectacular. And you are superheroes, people just don't realize it. So with that, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. I will entertain another motion.
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
It's moving second. We adjourn. Here, no objection. We are adjourned. You got 15 minutes before the next round comes around. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, commissioners, everybody ready? Okay, so my apologies. My computer's not coming on, so I'm using my phone for the moment. We're going to go ahead and move forward. Welcome. This is our Monday, December 2nd, briefing of the Mason County Commission. We're going to go ahead and move into a closed session under RCW 42.30.140, Section 4 under labor discussions from 9:30 to 10:30. At 10:30, we're going to go into an executive session under RCW 42.30.110, Section 1G, under evaluation of a public employee. We will return at 11:30 for a civil service interview. See everybody on the other side. Okay, it's 11:30. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go ahead and move into the next thing on our agenda, which is our civil service interview. Eric, would you please join us? Eric, are you available?
All right, can you hear me now?
There you are. I can hear you. Welcome, Eric.
Okay. Trying to actually get my camera to work too, but
We'll wait for a second.
none. Still nothing, huh?
Nope, still nothing. Somebody just asked me if my jacket is legal in Mason County. That's all right, Eric. We can go ahead and interview you this way. Commissioners, are you comfortable with interviewing him without camera?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and start. So, Eric, what we have before us is an interview of where I want you to know there is no specific answers that we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and ask some questions. And in asking the questions, we can make it long, make it short. We prefer shorter answers, but there is no right or wrong. And in the end, you'll be given the opportunity to ask us a question if you need it. 1 second. Okay, Kevin, if you don't mind, I'm going to have you start with question number 1, and then Commissioner Trask 2, and I'll take number 3, and we'll finish it up. So again, welcome, and this is for the civil service. Kevin, go ahead. There you are. I can see Eric.
There we go. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Eric, thank you also for being with us this morning. The first question we have for you is, what do you see as the function of the Civil Service Commission?
That question was to me. Sorry, I was jumping back on my phone.
Yep. Yeah. So first question for you, Eric, is what do you see as the function of the Civil Service Commission?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's kind of like HR for the sheriff's departments and the deputies, just to make sure that fair practices for hiring and promotions and that type of thing are carried out. So kind of the merit-based, fair, equitable, make sure that that's all happening within the sheriff's department.
Hi, Eric. Hey, thank you for applying. Why do you want to sit on the Civil Service Commission?
Yeah, so interesting story. So my daughter actually did an internship with the county, not this past summer, but the summer before in engineering, Department of Public Works. And so I got kind of, involved with kind of, hey, how's the county running? And like, we just moved down to T-Lake a few years ago. So that was kind of interesting, opening up kind of the world of the county and what the business of running the county looks like, and kind of my stage in life. I'm looking for a little bit of, giving back to the community. So when that, talking to her, and then I saw the Facebook post of, hey, you guys were interviewing for that. I thought that was a pretty good fit. My father was a deputy sheriff in Orange County, California. So I come from, a very strong police background. And here at the shipyard, I've been a civil servant for 25 years. Sit on a lot of hiring panels and promotions and things like that too. So I think the opportunities that I can bring to the county kind of fit my background a bit there too. So it was just an interesting thought, and I was like, hey, why not apply and see where this goes?
Wonderful. So Eric, can you please describe your familiarity and understanding of the civil service for the sheriff's office?
Of the specifically for the sheriff? Yeah, I think that's basically, I have kind of a very general understanding of what goes on there. I would say, I don't know the details of like the day-to-day function, how often the commission gets together and what you're actually looking at. But my assumption is that you would be looking for if there was a promotion, let's say, for the commission to kind of oversight or make the recommendation based on looking at merit and reviewing applications and qualifications, those types of things.
Excellent. Next question we have is, what law enforcement knowledge and or experience do you have?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm my father's a retired deputy sheriff in Orange County, California. That's pretty much the basis of it right there. So pretty much all my life I've grown up with him, being a deputy sheriff. He was on the harbor patrol, so he had the added benefit of being on the water on a boat. But that's always interested me. Way early in my career, when I was going to college, I thought about joining the Navy. So kind of that same, military style, that always kind of appealed to me to a certain degree. Chose the engineering route, but still kind of have that as a core kind of foundation to myself of like, rule follower, loyal, those types of traits, I would say best describe me. But as far as like specifics of knowledge of the police, no, it's just coming from being my father's son.
Great. Okay, so another question. The Civil Service Commission hires and supervises the chief examiner position, which currently works in human resources. What experience do you have supervising staff with law enforcement?
None with law enforcement directly. Supervising staff, I am currently in a position where I supervise. I'm kind of a third level supervisor. Right now, I'm temporarily assigned as the division head for the nuclear engineering refueling division. The division has 165 people in it, 11 different branches, and I also have a smattering of project staff that directly work for me. So direct reports, I have two subdivision heads. And then underneath them, I have probably 25 kind of first level supervisors who then supervise engineering personnel and technicians. So nothing specific to police, but very familiar with supervising people and staff and all of that. I've been a supervisor since 2006. Was when I was my first level supervisor. So lots of supervisor experience.
So now this is a 6-year term. They typically meet once a month on the third Thursday. Is there any issues with this for you?
No, there shouldn't be. And that's like after hours, is what I understood that to be too.
From what I understand it is as well. Mark, can you verify that?
Yeah, it looks like the meetings are each month at 5 p.m. in the Mason County Building 9.
Yeah, so very, very doable. There are times like during projects that I stay late or work weird hours, but I can also have people fill in for me too. So especially if it's a known thing, I don't have a problem. The commute from Bremerton all the way down to Shelton will be a little interesting, but I deal with going from Bremerton to Tea Lake in Tahuya every day, so it's no big deal.
Excellent. Do you have any conflicts of interest that may arise by serving on the Civil Service Commission?
Nope.
Your final question. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I'm just interested. Like this was a somewhat impromptu interview, so I'm looking forward to kind of taking the next types of steps. What type of time frame are you guys looking at for hiring and all of that? What's the next timeline look like?
Well, the next timeline, the earliest that it could happen would be on our next business meeting, which is 2 weeks away on the 17th. That'd be the earliest for appointment. We can make decisions for the most part to recommend the approval at any time between now and then, and to have it put on the agenda. We'll probably talk about it a little bit more at the end. I also wanted to, if you have a pencil or maybe you put on your phone, the RCW you're going to want to look at is RCW 41.14.
41.14.
That'll give you a little better idea and understanding.
Gotcha. Okay.
Any other questions for us?
No, I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for coming on. We appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, next up, I have WSU Extension, Heidi. Good morning, Heidi.
How are you today?
Incredible.
Good. I love this suit.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
My daughter made me buy this a couple years ago, and we just finally found a use for it. That's all.
I think it's great. I really like the pattern. Okay, so I'll just make this pretty quick. I'm Heidi Steinbach. I'm the Noxious Weed Program Coordinator for Mason County. And we are just here to speak on one item. So there's a new interagency agreement that we entered into with Washington State Department of Agriculture. It's contract number K5694. This funding agreement would be used to provide funding for survey and control of Class B designate weeds, shiny geranium, lesser celandine, and perennial pepperweed. These are all Class B designates, so they're required for control in our area. This interagency agreement would provide $5,000 as a supplemental appropriation in revenue and increase expenditures to add $5,000 to salaries, benefits, and operating costs for next year. And the funding agreement, it expires June 30th, so this of 2025. So this would all be for early season noxious weed control. And we are requesting to put the contract on the next action agenda for approval and signature. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
None for me. I'm good to move forward.
Okay.
No questions for me, Randy, you're muted.
Oh.
But no questions for me either.
Okay. I hear one good to move forward. Commissioner Trask, you good to move forward?
Yep.
As am I. Thank you very much, Heidi. Do we have anything else for Heidi? Have a
So
great
Heidi,
day.
we'll put this on the agenda for December 17th.
Yep.
17th? Okay, let me
Yep.
just write that down really quick. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, and I hope everyone's having a good holiday season and had a nice Thanksgiving weekend.
Absolutely. Have a beautiful one.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Next up, I have Public Works. Loretta, are you available? There she is.
Yep, I'm here.
Good morning.
Good morning. All righty. So we don't really have a lot of items this morning, commissioners. We did bring before you a request for purchase of some software.
Yep.
And there were some questions by commissioners about where we were in the process and what had been reviewed by the IT steering committee. And I know that we did some research on that last week, and I'm not sure if we all came to the same conclusion, but
Well, I'll start off with I myself, I did have a lot of my questions answered, but I'll start off with Commissioner Shooty and see if he's willing to move forward, if we want to wait until after the IT committee.
Yeah, I had asked Jen about this, and I guess it sounds like everybody's good to move forward on the IT side as well now. So I think no issues on my side.
Hey, that's one to put on the agenda, Commissioner Trask.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Same with me. What else you got, Loretta?
that is about it, other than just a quickie follow-up item, commissioners. You had asked about initiating the vacation of some old right-of-way on Johnson Road and what that process looks like. And so we'll get going on that, and Lovejoy's preparing that paperwork, but basically it's a briefing, and then commissioners asked to set a hearing with the hearings examiner. It's kind of, unfortunately, a lengthy process.
Yeah.
So we're thinking that the earliest a hearing would be before the hearings examiner is the end of February. And then depending on the length of time that they take to render their decision, then it's followed up with final action by.
So Loretta, is that an actual requirement for us when we initiate it?
Yes.
To do with it. It actually is.
Yeah, I was taking a look at the code this morning to make sure, but our code references whether it's a petition by a landowner or by commission initiation, it's still referred to the hearings examiner.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right, Mark, on that one, you know what we're talking about, what we're doing. Are you comfortable? Or actually, there's no other choice. Are we understanding where we're at on that?
Yeah. And so it sounds like it. I think that what we have is we have an offer because we surplus the property but we had not vacated the right of way. So we have an offer on that parcel that we received that's a very competitive offer. Part of the expectations of the individual purchasing it would be that the right of way would be vacated. So I think that I will just communicate to Richard Beckman, our real estate agent, that the vacation of the right of way we'd start the process now, but it wouldn't be complete until February, Loretta?
Yeah, the end of February, it looks like, would be the, we were checking in with Mariah on the hearings examiner schedule, so around the end of February. And then once we receive the hearings examiner decision, after that hearing, then it's a board action to finalize the vacation. So really, it's going to be sometime at the earliest, I would say mid-March, Mark.
Okay. So we can communicate this to the individual that put the offer in and determine how he'd like to move forward on that.
Okay.
We can sell the property, that we surplus the property, so we can sell the property
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
And if the individual is comfortable with us moving through this vacation of the right of way that the county is initiating and is comfortable with that, then that's going to be up to them.
Okay, anything else, Loretta?
Mike Collins provided some information about the glow-in-the-dark paint. And commissioners, we can forward that email to you. But long story short, it is very expensive compared to our regular paint and a bit unpredictable because it does require sunlight to make sure that it's glowing. And so it doesn't always, like if you have a shaded area or poorly lit area, it may not be reflecting or at that time. So
Yeah, I appreciate the information.
yeah, we'll get those details out. But yes, it is very, very expensive and very much still in an experimental stage right now.
And we have a hearing scheduled?
Yes, we do.
For the 17th.
Correct.
Okay. Yep. Commissioners, anything for Public Works?
Nothing for me.
Nothing for me. Great job in getting all the trees and stuff out of the roads during that last storm. So send our thanks to the guys or to the crews.
Yeah, they also were doing some digging. We've had a couple of, well, more than one folks commenting about, we've had a pothole for a very long time that continues to be patched, and lo and behold, there was rotten wood underneath the road. So not uncommon in timber country that you have a road base or logs in the base of your roadway. So eventually they rot out and create fun little holes to be filled. So
Especially roads that have been there a long time.
absolutely. So
okay. Well, thank you very much, Loretta, and have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, commissioners. You too.
Next up, I have support services. Mark.
Thank you. Jen, do you want to talk about the certification for the road diversion?
Yeah, so we have a new resolution that CRAB had drafted and sent to counties, or recommended that counties that are using road diversion adopt. And so I basically just copied it, and I would like to have it adopted as part of our levy hearing tomorrow. I did send it to Tim Whitehead and to the assessor's office to review, and Public Works. And so if there's no issues, I would like to add that. And also all of the junior taxing districts sent in their levy requests. And so we're ready to finalize that public hearing tomorrow.
What has changed on this? Because I don't see anything that gets a red flag to me on the diversion.
Nothing has changed on it. It's just that CRAB thought that this would be a good idea, I guess, for for counties. I mean, I don't think it was like Mason County was targeted or anything like that. It just was a statewide thing.
No problem. All right, Commissioner Shooty, are you okay with moving forward with it?
I am.
Commissioner Trask?
Yep, this was mentioned at the Wasatch conference, so good with it.
Okay, as am I. What else you got?
Thank you.
So that's it for you, Jen. Oh, yep, she popped off. Next item, Mary Rancier's not here today, so I can cover her items. The first item is setting the salary of the Chief Deputy Prosecuting Attorney. We've had discussions about this over time, and it's currently set through a resolution at 75%. And we'd recommend that the commissioners modify that to be 80% of a Superior Court judge.
I am in support, Commissioner Trask.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Commissioner Shooty.
I am as well.
All right, let's make it happen. Will that be on tomorrow?
That would be a question for Mackenzie, because I don't know if she's had conversations with Mary about this, but I will check and get back to you.
If it is, I'm okay with it. Commissioner Trask, are you okay with it? Same, Commissioner Shooty? Yep. Okay. What else you got, Mark?
I've also got for you the non-rep class and comp. So this is something that Mary had briefed the commissioners on in the past a number of times.
Yep.
We got to the point at the last discussion where there were some questions about how we would place individuals impacted by the study. And I think that Mary sat down with Commissioner Trask and went through that and kind of explained the reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
And are comfortable now moving forward with the recommendation from Cabot Down Associates to implement the changes to the non-representative salary schedules by moving those individuals that are impacted up to the most similar step. So they wouldn't lose money, but they'd actually go into the new range at a similar step to where they are. They'd still receive the 2% across the board increase in January of 25, but now they would actually have the ability to continue to grow within that range.
Commissioner Trask, you're the one that had issue. I understand you're on board. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I appreciate Mary coming over and spending a bit of time with me going over because it's rather lengthy and explaining it to me. So I appreciate Mary doing that. And yeah, I am much more comfortable and moving forward with this now.
As am I. Commissioner Shooty, you good?
I am good to move it forward as well. Okay.
What else you got, Mark?
So the next item I have for you is the Public Works Drive, lot 6 and 8. We've received an offer on that. We're kind of going back and forth with the individual that is requesting to purchase the land. Have not received, I'm assuming that our Thanksgiving holiday week might have impacted the ability to continue those offers and counter offers. But there is definitely an offer on the table that I think is a pretty good offer that the county should accept. And as long as we can kind of dot all the I's and cross the T's and make sure that we're comfortable with the other pieces of that offer, which tend to be like potential easements for water, sewer, power, gas, maybe a road easement, that there's been some questions on. That's kind of what's outstanding right now. So continuing those discussions forward, would love to get it done as soon as possible, but need to make sure that our counter offer back to the individual was accepted.
Yep. Okay. So we'll wait to hear back.
Wait to hear back on that one.
What else?
Last item I have for you is the BEAD grant. And so BEAD grant, this is the broadband money, and Wasatch actually got oh, you know what? I actually got some additional information on this. So I am going to let me inform you about it, but the background that I wrote up for this is not accurate now.
Well, you can always bring it back to us on our next briefing.
Yeah, but I recently at the end of last week I actually received a phone call from the Department of Commerce, And Commerce had provided money through WASAC to provide public utilities, some technical funds to help them apply for the BEAD grant. And the BEAD grant is this federal money, right? Billions of dollars going to try and provide broadband access into rural areas. We here in Mason County worked with both HCC and PUD3 on our BAT team that we had that is headed up by the WSU Extension. And so we wanted to take this technical money and provide it to both HCC and PUD3. There was some question as to whether the money could go to a private entity. And I actually received a call from the Department of Commerce end of last week saying that it could. So I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to actually move forward with the initial briefing that I provided the board, and where you gave me authority to contract with both HCC and PUD3 for half. Each of them would receive half of that, $18,250.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have anything else for us, Mark?
I don't.
Do you have any questions for Mark, commissioners?
No.
Okay, then we're going to go ahead and move to commissioner discussion. Do you have any commissioner discussion you can't wait to get off your chest?
Well, do you want to discuss our applicant?
Sure. I'm in favor of moving forward with him. Seemed like a pretty bright person.
Yeah, I am as well. It's funny that he started to engage a little bit more with the county after his daughter's internship here. So we'll count that as another win of having an internship program at the county. So that's really good. He seems really squared away. I think would be a great addition to the Civil Service Commission.
I got a smile for the exact same reason, Commissioner. I thought that was pretty cool. Commissioner Trask, you're good with it?
Oh yeah, I think he'll be a great fit.
All right, let's put it on the agenda and make it happen. Inform the man. Any other commissioner discussions? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion.
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. See everybody tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.